Hello everyone. Today our topic is how to do group by and aggregation function using below methods. So first one is how to do with group by and collect function, and by using select and collect function and group by with first and aggregate and first and limit. So these five different methods we'll see how to apply using group by and aggregate function. So first I'm importing the required functions. So mainly sum, first, last, min, and max. So for demo purpose, I am created one sample data frame. So this is my data and these are all my column names. And by using spark.create data frame, I am passing this sample data here and these columns I'm passing here. And this is my sample data frame. So I have these many columns and I have total 9 rows. So in this mainly we are targeting on department and salary column. So first what I'm doing group by on department column. If you see the syntax, this is my sample data frame, and on sample data frame, I'm applying group by function, and group by I am doing by using department column. So that is this one. So up to here, what it will happen is it will divide the rows, means it will group common rows. That means common rows into one group. Suppose if you see admin, we have three. So these three rows will become one group. And this maintenance, these four rows will become one group. And finance, these two rows will become one group. So totally we'll be having three groups here. So total three groups will be there. And on top of that, I am applying aggregate function, group by dot aggregate. And inside that, I am applying sum aggregate function. So my aggregate function is sum I'm using. So we have different aggregate methods: sum, max, min, first, last, collect underscore set, collect underscore list. So we have many aggregate functions. So, but here I want to find out the salary on each group wise. On department column, each group wise, I want to find the sum. Suppose as I mentioned, so this become one group. So for this first group, I'm finding the sum of salary. So what is the total salary? So what will happen? These three salary will get add and it will display here. If you see for first admin, see for admin, it adding those three salaries and it printed here. And at the same time, for maintenance, so we have total four rows in this group, and these four salary values, it will get sum up and it will print here. And at the same time, for finance, we have two values. These two values will get add and it will print here. So that is up to here. And next, on top of this, what I'm doing order by. So order by on what? On total salary. That means on this column. So, and I given ascending equal to false. So that means I want to print in this order. So higher to lower, I want to print. Suppose in case if I see this one, only this much. So without order by, I will show you how data means how output comes. See here, so how this order is getting here is based on our sample data frame. See here, first it will group this one admin. So because in sample data frame, admin is coming and next maintenance is coming, then finance is coming. So it not looking either descending order or ascending order. It is purely on. So first come first thing from sample data frame. So now this is my output after doing group by and aggregation. After that, what I'm doing on top of this, so on top of this, I'm doing this order by on this total salary column. See here, it is in, as I mentioned, like this it generated as per sample data frame. So now I want to make it this order by ascending equal to false. So that means I want to print the values based on higher to lower. So this is the way of summing the salary based on department wise and ordering the values. So next we'll see first method, group by and collect. So group by and collect. So group by, we saw what is group by, and we'll see collect. So what is this collect function? So if you see the syntax, so we can write this one in two ways. One is by using select function and one more is by using aggregate function. So df dot select, and inside select I'm passing aggregate function. So that is sum of sessions, that means column. And after doing sum, I am using collect function here. So collect, and I given to 0 index. So that I will show you what it means. And second method is df dot aggregate sum of sessions dot first of 0. And one more thing is, here we saw about select function, then aggregate function. Now we'll see about group by along with group by. So this is group by empty data frame. So empty data frame is, here we are not passing any column here. So it will take entire data frame. So that means all the rows it will apply. And dot aggregate sum of sessions. So here it is group by and dot aggregate, and inside that aggregate function is this one, sum of sessions. And generally what we'll do, normal cases, we'll write code up to here. So group by dot aggregate and display will write. So instead of display, I'm writing here collect 0, 0. So as we see here, so I'm talking about this one. If you see this one, group by department, sum of salary, and dot display. So what we are getting? We are getting the output as data frame. And one more thing I'll show you. As per that, without a group by, means without applying group by any column. Suppose I will show you here. So group by department, aggregate sum of salary. Okay. So here I will remove this department. So this one I'm talking about. So what will happen? So it will give you single value. Earlier it is given sum of salaries on each group wise based on department column. Since we are not mentioned any column here, what will happen? It will go to salary column. It will add entire rows. Entire rows it will sum up. So you don't bother about in department column how many groups are there. So that is the difference with providing column in group by and without providing column in group by. So now here first we'll see about collect function. What is collect function? See, up to here it is same. We discussed already up to here. So on top of that, I'm using collect here. So here I'm using only collect function. So collect function, what it does is, in display method, what it doing? It displaying the data frame. So here it displaying the data frame in display method. So same thing, if you apply collect, so what it does is, instead of displaying as a data frame, it will show you like this in the form of row method. So this is row, department is maintenance, total salary. See here, department, maintenance, salary is this one. In display method, it is displaying only maintenance, this value, admin, this value, finance, this value. But collect method, it collecting all the rows. That means instead of data frame, it is displaying in row method. Now, on top of this, suppose if I add 0 here, index 0, what will happen? So here I have 3 rows in this particular list. So starting and ending, it is with square bracket, that is list, and inside this list we have 3 rows. So this is index 0, this is index 0, this is index 1, and this is index 2. So since I given here index 0, what it prints? It prints this one, index 0. That means this whole thing it will print here. See here, the same thing it printing here by using collect with single 0 index. Now what I'm doing, index 0 on top of that index 1. So that means up to here, collect index 0, our output is this one. So from here, I want to print only this value. So again here, index 0 means this one, index 1 means this one. So since I given index 1, it printing this value. Suppose if I give here index 2, suppose if I give index 2 here, it will print this maintenance. Sorry, not index 2, index 0. If I give, otherwise what I will do, I will write it separately. So 0. So this one is first row, that means this one first row, and in this first column, that is this one, maintenance. Okay, so this is 0. So next 1 means this one, this value. Next, we'll go for collect 1, 1. So now 1 means collect 1 means now what will happen from here? This is 0 index, first one. Next, this is index 1. So now it will consider this is the one for index 1. And on top of index 1, what, what I given? Again, index 1. From this row, index 0 means admin, index 1 means this value, 25,700. So that we are getting here. Collect 1, 1. Next, collect 2, 1. So collect 2, 1 means from here, this is the index 2. So first one is index 0, second one is index 1, this is index 2. So on top of index 2, what I written here is 1. So from this row, index 0 is this one, index 1 is this one. So 1,71,000. So that we are getting here. So here I shown you clearly how to use collect function. So now you get familiar this one. So what is this collect? 0 zeros, and here also what is collect? 0 0. And so here for this syntax, as I mentioned, it will select whole data frame. So here I given display, right? So display without empty group by, it giving in tabular format, total salary 77,000 like that. What I will do here is, for same thing, instead of display, I will write this one, collect 0 0. So now what will happen? So we are getting this one. So same syntax, same syntax. If you use display, it getting in tabular format. If you use collect 0 0, we are getting this value. So what happening here is, suppose if I use same thing to understand more clearly, I will remove this. So if I use collect here, first it will display in row as single row. Why? Because this is empty data frame. This is empty data frame. This sum of salary is taking on entire column, and we given alias column name is this one. So here is showing in tabular format. Here is showing in row format. So row total salary equal to this one. So on top of this collect function, I'm using 0, 0. So 0 means this one, first row. So here we have only one row. So we are selecting 0 here. First index 0 means this one. And on top of this, I given one more 0 here. So that means index 0 is this one, because we have only one value here. If we have multiple values like this, then we can apply index 1, 2 like that. Okay, so by finally, whether writing code this way or writing code this way, both are same. So what I will do here, I will update like we can write code either this way or this way by using display or collect method. Okay. So for this case, we saw both the methods. What is the difference between display and collect? So these things we'll see further. Uh, we covered up to here. So next is select and collect. So here select and collect. So what I'll do, I'll remove from here. So let it be scenario wise, and this I will come later. So whatever I deleted, we are covering here. So here, what I'm doing, same thing. Here we are using group by and aggregation. If you see here we used group by and aggregation. So same thing, same syntax. Instead of group by and aggregation, we can do by using select method also. So if you watch my previous videos on group by and aggregation, you will find so what are the different methods we can do by using group by and aggregation. This select all differences I showed there. So here df.select, and inside that I'm passing aggregate function. So that is minimum function I'm passing here and max function I'm passing here. And on top of that, instead of doing display as we saw earlier, so I'm using collect 0, 0, and here max function. So for this, I'm reading one sample data frame. So that is in my catalog, and I'm reading here by using spark.read.csv file, and this is my data frame. So I have this many columns, and now on top of this table, what I'm doing here is this is sample data frame. I'm using select method, and in select method, here I'm passing company name and sales. So company name, this is one, and sales is this one. So generally what we'll use display method. So for same thing, suppose if I use display method, what will happen? It will display in tabular format only these two columns. So only these two columns it will display in tabular format like this, like this. At the same thing, if I use instead of display, if I use collect, it will show same thing in row method. See here, all rows it's showing, 50 rows it's showing, the full data frame, 50 rows in row method. So that is the difference between show and collect method. Now on top of this, so on top of this, what I'm doing, I'm selecting only index 0. So index 0 means from this first row I'm selecting. So that is this one. Company name at sales 5900. So same first index it printing here. So on top of this, I am adding one more index 0. So that means from this is index 0, this is index 1. So since I given 0, it printing act. So I'm getting this value. So next, what I'm doing, same thing on same, we can write one more way, like first I given collect, then 0. So instead of writing this 0 index, you can pass as column name also here. So index is 0. Instead of index 0, I'm passing this one. Either we can pass this name or this name. So here index 0 means, here index 0 means this one, company name. So here I given company name. So instead of index 1, we can pass sales. So both are same. So if we see this one, I will try to print it separately because it displaying only one. See here, collect 0 and sales. For sales, what is the value here? 5900. So same thing, I will display here for collect 0 on top of that company name. So here, this one is company name. What is the value? Act. So that we are getting here, act. So next, so that means here what I will do. So either we can write like this. This is one method. Or otherwise, by using this method, sales company name. So first one is company name. So same code I will write with the sales. Okay. So either you can write like 0, 1 index method, or you can directly mention column names. So both are same. So next, what I'm saying here is, first we saw about directly selecting the two columns. On top of two columns, we are selecting the rows. So here what I'm doing, sample data frame dot select, and inside that I'm passing aggregate functions, minimum sales and maximum sales. So that one I'm doing collect. So here also what I will do, first we'll see how it looks in display. So it display in tabular format. So what it displaying here, by using select method, it is going to sales column and it printing what is the minimum value and maximum value in this sales column. In this particular column, it picking the minimum value and maximum value, so that it printing in tabular format by using this display method. Same thing, instead of display, if I use collect method, this same thing it displaying row method. Instead of data frame, it displaying row method. So minimum sales, so row of minimum sales 432 and maximum sales and value is this one. So this is the difference. And on top of this collect, what I'm doing here, I'm using 0. So index 0. So that means this one. Since we have only one row, so this same thing, it will print here. And uh, this is about two aggregate functions. And this case, what I'm doing, first I'm selecting only minimum sales and collect, maximum sales and collect, and here minimum sales, and on top of that collect 00, and those things I'm printing here. So we saw this one already, but with minimum and maximum value. But here what I'm doing, I'm printing only minimum value, minimum sales. Minimum sales dot collect means it will print in row method. So row of minimum sales 432, and for this one, row of maximum sales and this one. And on top of this collect, since I'm applying this index, what will happen? For first one, I given 00, and here also 00, because we have only single row here, single index. So on top of this, I given 0 here. So 0 means it will pick this value 432. At the same time, so for this index 0, it will pick this value here. So here I given print statements. This is, we already know this. So these are all the different ways I shown you by using select and collect method. So next we'll see group by and first method. So that means up to here it is same group by and aggregate, group by dot aggregate order by. So very initial we saw how it works, and on top of that I am applying first. So first also it is similar like collect method. So that means it will show in row method, but collect and first difference is collect, what will it will happen? It will collect all the rows. If you have 50 rows, it will collect all 50 rows and display here. But first what will happen? Only first row. Suppose if you have 50 rows, in that only first row, it will show here, but in row method. So it picked first row here. And so if you go back and see what is the output up to here, group by, order by, yeah, this one. So this is our output up to here, order by. So in this, it's selecting first. So that means this one, maintenance 35,000, but it is displaying in row method. Group by and first. So here department maintenance, this one. So it's showing in row method. So on top of this, first what I'm doing, I'm giving index 1. So here index 1 means this one, 35,000, this one. So if same thing, if apply index 0, it will pick first one. So first one is, it will pick this one, maintenance. Okay, so maintenance, and next one is this. So this is about group by aggregation and first. So next method is aggregate and first. So aggregate and first means, so here I'm not adding group by. So I'm not adding group by, directly using aggregate function. So inside aggregate, what is the minimum sales? So minimum function I applied on sales, and same thing you can see here. So in this syntax, first I'm trying to show first. So same thing, first I'll try to show in display method. So here in display method is showing single row. Why? Because in aggregation, we are finding only minimum sales. That means from sales column, it will pick minimum value. So that it is displaying in tabular format. The same thing, instead of display, I'm using first. So as I mentioned first, it will display in row method. So here, since we have only single output, so row minimum sales 430 showing in row method. And on top of that, first, what I'm doing, instead of applying 0, so same thing I applied here. Maybe first I remove this one here. So on top of first, I'm applying index 0. So index 0 means this one. This is index 0. What is the value for index 0? 432. So here what I'm doing, instead of writing index 0, I'm directly writing this index name here. So that is minimum sales. So same 432 will get here. And same thing, representing here a different method by using print statements. So here what I'm doing, dot aggregate, minimum value, maximum value, and first. So we know that it will display the output in row method, both minimum value and maximum value. So same thing here, this result. So that result I'm printing first, this result. So row method, so minimum sales and maximum sales, because we passed minimum and maximum method. Now on top of that, yeah, I defined one variable here, minimum underscore value. Here what I'm doing, result of 0 and result of 1. So that means on top of this result, that is this one, on top of that, I am accessing 0 index. So 0 index means what again? This one, minimum sales. So that is 432. So that I written here, this one. And for maximum value, it printed this 199. So what is maximum value? Result of index 1. So result is this one. In this index 1 is this one. So this value it printed. So this is individually I shown here, but here I shown you with the clean code. So next one is limit. So up to here, this code is same. So here we applied first method. So instead of first method, I'm using limit method. So limit 1. So initially we know here it printing 3 rows here. This is the output by using this one, GroupBy Aggregate orderBy. So in this we are selecting limit 1. So that means it will print only first row here. And if you see here, it printing only maintenance this one. So limit, and inside that I'm passing 1. Okay, so we saw about 5 different methods, how we can simplify the results on top of group by and aggregate function. And now we'll see the summary. Suppose if you want to get the highest salary, so what is best method is by using order by descending. So that means salary column. So here we used the salary column, right? So that salary column, we first apply order by method in descending. So it will come in higher to lower. The values will come from higher to lower. So on top of that, we can use this first method. So first method, what will happen? It will pick the first value. And suppose if you want to get the lowest salary, then use order by function ascending order. So that means it will print in lowest value to highest value. So if on top of that, if you apply first function, it will pick the lowest value. And what is the efficient method is using the limit option, limit 1 option. Okay, so here I try to cover almost all the methods on top of group by and aggregation, all these 5 methods. So that's all about this video. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.